Malama lama Hawai'i ea 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 Kauila ma kaikina ea Malama lama Hawai'i Kui e kalono pele kani hei hei Ho'olohe ke kuini o palani e Na vai e kapua iluna e No kapa ake a he maakua e Ea 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 Na vai kapua iluna ea No kapa ake a he maakua Haina ia mai kapua nei he o kalani ka vika he no ala Ea 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 Haina mai kapua na ea Kalani ka vika he no Haina mai kapua Ka vika hei noa
Here's the morning dew as it bids good day to the sun. Oh, listen to my sighs of love as I share this precious moment with you. Wait, don't go. Come and spend this time with me here in this enchanted place. For don't you know, it is I who loves you with all my heart. And see how the crimson light of the early dawn, as it shines its rays upon me, so much so that it reflects the color of the ohelo berries as it glistens profusely against my cheeks. Oh, but the wondrous moment will come at the heights of Mana, surrounded by the sacred mist. For it is there that you and I will forever be.
kupuahi. my lay of the night. The source of this flame has been extinguished. The last ohia blossom has been plucked. Where are the knowing eyes? Gone are the teachers and students. There upon the cliffs water flows. This thing that gives life, greatly diminished is its flow. Ina kupuna, give to us your eyes so that we may perceive this strange world.
Kahone sakala ke alam wahoi awi honi ai waho pai mako bulai me kai po ke aka ai kui ai lia ui ka ono ka vai o ia pua Puai kamana o e ki ho e ako No he kani leo na manu o la Wala hia au me ka kuhi e Iwa iho au I kahile I ua mai Iho ai lona no e ke iho ai Ahi ua ke ia ua hiki iho nei Ke ahu mai nei ka me heu hele hewa Ia au I ka ono ka vai o ia pua Puai kamana o e ki iho e ako O he kani leo na manu o la Wala ahi au me ka kuhi hewa
Hawaiians, tell me what you need. Trying to take what the Kanaka Maoli got, just to satisfy the government's greed. Hawaiians, tell me what you want. Kanaka Maoli, tell me what you need. We must never forget what our kupuna taught. Even if I have to bleed. The educator, manako deeper than a crater. You shoulda known by now that I'll be back sooner or later with even greater. Mana, you know they wanna ever go down while they see us rising like an elevator. But it's time for the indigenous uprise. I see the fire burning in the children's eyes. Another freeway, another hey y'all dies. It's time to make the government choke on their lies. The term Hawaiian homes is a joke to me, cause every piece of land is Hawaiian homes to me. But in order to be a resident, your blood must be 50%. Whoever thought of that law is an idiot to me. So we're living on the beach and you call us squatters, because we're living off our own land, fishing from our own waters. I promise, our fight will never be over. Just try and run us over with your damn bulldozer. I rap for my people, I cry for my people, I live for my people, I die for my people. What you see is what you get, take me as I am. And I ain't never had an uncle named Sam. To all my people, tell me what you want. Hawaiians, tell me what you need. Trying to take what the Kanaka Maoli got, just to satisfy the government's greed. Hawaiians, tell me what you want. Kanaka Maoli, tell me what you need. We must never forget what our kupuna taught. Even if I have to bleed.
Yo, they think it's a battle zone, but it's damn sure right, cause it's also my home, and I'm prepared to fight. I'm reminiscing about the past and the present. Obviously, the other color didn't listen, so let me break it down like division and fraction. It's time to take position and counter their action, cause if they're doing this, then we be doing that. But if they're doing that, then we be doing this. Don't get my people pissed, cause it turns real radical. We're nothing like a rush right in front of the Capitol. Supporting sovereignty, we're all the same kind. Ready or not, believe me, they gon' try to cross our line, but it better not be mine, or the back of any kind. Yo, I done try to stand up for what's mine. I write another rhyme or whatever it takes to accomplish all these dreams I was made up in the mix.
To all my people, tell me what you want. Hawaiians, tell me what you need. Trying to take what the Kanaka Maoli got, just to satisfy the government's greed. Hawaiians, tell me what you want. Kanaka Maoli, tell me what you need. We must never forget what our kupuna taught. Even if I have to bleed.
Hawaiian lyricists, be soft and serious warriors. Step into the mist, tell me how you feeling this. It's dynamite and I'm ready to ride. Despise the kicking man, someone sever my tie. Ain't no strings attached, y'all know I keep it mellow while you tripping. Pulling the strings like you's a better Mr. Sam. You the man, acting like you give a damn. I ignite and fight for my homeland. I'm pulling weight in my vibe. I'm in your pocket rocking with this tune in my car. Knocking at the clock, yeah, with styles is bent. Let me disperse this verse for Mr. President to represent. So tell me where the justice went. Your lack of compensation is insufficient. Can't run from the past, can't hide from the truth, and I still ain't wearing no soldier boots.
To all my people, tell me what you want. Hawaiians, tell me what you need. Trying to take what the Kanaka Maoli got, just to satisfy the government's greed. Hawaiians, tell me what you want. Kanaka Maoli, tell me what you need. We must never forget what our kupuna taught. Even if I have to bleed. Take care of. So all the Hawaiians in the house, the Hawaiians out there, all the people living in Hawaii, along Mako Yao, Kopakahi Apao.
And you're listening to KKCR Honolulu, Kaua'i, K24AL Haleiwa. This is in Nale Hawaiian Issues. Cousin Mahi is feeling under the weather, so aloha no to you, cousins. Feel better. Portuguese bean soup, bro. Portuguese bean soup. And even my Japanese auntie used to make the Portuguese bean soup, but she would make a Portuguese rice. My God, my Auntie Sarah in California, she got the recipe from my Rego, my grandmother Rego, who's pure Portuguese. And boy, my Japanese auntie made it good. I wipe out the whole pot. The whole pot. It was delicious. Thank you for giving me that recipe, Auntie. I got to whip up some. But this is not Hawaiian Issues. So what's happening right now? Well, that thing with Mark Zuckerberg on his wall, it is legal, but I think it's stupid. A lot of other people do. A lot of people don't give a crap. It's just you turn in now you're met with the Wall of China, Great Wall of China. I don't know how far he's going to go. Again, the county said he can go all the way through Waipakai, so it's possible. But if they're saying they're blocking the highway noise, then I would imagine it shouldn't go much further. But we shall see. We shall see. Controversy hit all over the world, though. Thanks for our friends Bob and again in Atlanta for sending the email where it shows Fox News picked it up, ABC News picked it up, United Kingdom all the way over there, even in Israel, India, and Canada, and with pictures. So a lot of people are pushing this. Again, I made a comment. I just wanted to let people know, especially the ABC one. It said that Zuckerberg's Hawaiian neighbors are complaining about it. It's like, well, again, the identity of what is a Hawaiian. I know they take our country, they take our lands, and now they just want to take our identity. So I wrote a comment first with a lot of Americans while you celebrate your Independence Day this coming week, this whole weekend, was that this whole controversy involves Hawaiian rights because the wall is built on land that were owned by Hawaiian families. How to get taken away? Courts of the United States after we were taken over. But while the Americans celebrate their independence, when they mentioned the Hawaiian neighbors of Zuckerberg in this area, I had to clarify and say, well, what a lot of Americans don't understand is that Hawaiians is a race of people. A lot of people want to say Kanakaʻolawe, but Hawaiians, it was good enough for my queen. It's good enough for me to know where, just like when you say Japanese, when you think of where do Japanese people come from? They come from Japan. Okay, Hawaiian people come from Hawaii. It is a race of people. Okay, and I mentioned this before, but it's being pushed and through the media. The majority of the world don't even, they know about Hawaii, but they don't know about Hawaiians. Okay, they think, so when you look, and the people who were being quoted in the paper, Garden Island and around the world, I saw one guy named Moku, but the guys who I see being quoted, I don't know if Moku, whether just because he has a name, because a lot of people just have Hawaiian names now and they're not Hawaiian. I'm not saying anything bad about that. It's just that you can't go by name if they have Hawaiian. But the majority of the people in there were not Hawaiian. So I made a comment on the ABC one, is that you're calling people Hawaiian who are not Hawaiian. It's a race. Hawaiians are a race of people. And the people you were quoting are basically Americans, mostly. And they're, as I quoted, not as rich as Zuckerberg, but got more money than those Hawaiians, basically. And these are the same types that never came out to support me when they were building Waipakai, when I was getting damaged, still get damaged, to this day get damaged, and which I had to go yesterday to plead my case before the county on why is my property tax keep on increasing when I got broken land. That's like increasing the tax on my car, but I got hit by someone else and I can't fix it, yet you keep on telling me, oh, it increases every year. So we've been able to work something out. I'm still not happy, but I've been able to bring them down a little bit. But it's still, my whole point with them is how can you keep on increasing my taxes when my land is damaged? I don't have water. I don't have the lo'i anymore. I don't have taro. It's all been destroyed. So, and the same old thing. It's even the county public works director at the time, Kyoji Masaki, sent it in. So it's, I've got, and that's why sometimes I burn out with this. I went to the planning commission. I went to the county council. I went to the mayor. I went to, and this is over a span of 25 years. I went to all the different mayors. First, Joanne Yukimura, we found out her husband was, actually putting in the infrastructure in Waipakai. So that's why, no wonder you didn't give a crap about us for all these years. But whenever whenever we have a phone call, that takes priority. So I am going straight to the phone call, see if they want to get on air. Hello, caller with Nale Hawaiian Issues. This is Naukana. You got something to say about Hawaiian issues or anything you got to say? If you're there. Oh, never mind. Oh, there you are. Hello, how you doing?
It's Leslie. How are you?
Hey, Kay, I gotcha.
Hey.
Hey.
I was listening to you, and
Uh-oh.
I just wanted to share something
Sure.
with all the smart turnips that are in the truck. There's a guy by the name of David Wynn Miller, and he has a YouTube video that's about 6 hours long. And about the first hour, you're going to be scratching your head, and then you're not going to be able to put it down. Because, the Hawaiian language wasn't allowed to be spoken because it was one of the purest languages, and all the rest of them has since been bastardized. And until you realize what's going on, you're going to keep going around and around and around because nobody has been taught grammar correctly. So I'm just handing that out there. Anybody that wants to take a look can. David Wynn Miller, W-Y-N-N.
Uh-huh.
That is going to give you more aha moments, and he's already done the work. It will totally blow anybody's mind that's willing to pay attention to that video. It was done in May. It's about 6 hours long. It should come right up at the top on YouTube.
And it goes over what?
Pardon?
And you just look up his name and his subject matters?
Yeah, go on YouTube and look up David Wynn Miller, W-Y-N-N. There's actually a hyphen between David and Wynn.
Okay.
But there's a video on there that's about 6 hours long. It was done just in May of this year, and there's tons of them on there. But give yourself an opportunity just to listen to that. It will change everything for anyone who's willing to do that. And that's that's my $1 million gift that I'm offering you today.
And I'm going to take it.
Okay. Aloha.
Aloha. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I mean, that's the other reason why I like, hey, look, I'm very passionate about my land up in Waipakai, and I'll die for that land, protecting it. But I think I'm a big enough a man where if I hold a belief or I hold something saying that it's true and the evidence provided to me, it shows that I'm wrong. I don't think there's anything to adjust your opinion when you're confronted with facts that show that you're wrong. Say that you're wrong. And I would do that. And I like to talk to people like her. I never heard of this guy, but I'll check it out. I might not like it. I might like it. I don't know, but I'll check it out. That's what you talk to people, you learn from people, you take in their opinions. And that's why when, I know me and Cousin and other Hawaiians, we do this. It's, the America, the United States, and we bunch it all together. But we do acknowledge, and we have to acknowledge, that there are many Americans who support Hawaiians and our cause. And I'm one of them because I'm part American. I was born in California. I was raised with all this stuff. And when I came here and learned what happened, I can't back America with that. I support Hawaiians. They were wrong. Clearly. Indisputable. And we have another caller, so we're going to put them straight on the air. Hello, caller. You are on there with Nale Hawaiian Issues.
Hi, aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that friend who just called in.
Sure.
I had a friend who was in Kaua'i, and he got... Oh, sorry, I'm trying to turn my radio off here. Yeah, okay. He got those tickets that says, like, wait, you don't have a reason to be here. Like, where's your paper? You need to have a paper to be here. And he got turned on to this man that the lady just called in about. And he went in there, and he actually has the court in there on record agreeing to it, they're committing perjury because of the wording. So it is really powerful. And thank you so much for your beautiful show. And speaking of wording, last week, a lady, might have been that same lady, or maybe a different lady had called in, and she was, talking about peace on the planet and like all these beautiful visions and Hawaii being a free nation and all nations being free. But then she'd always close it back with like, but it can't really happen because of the money, and we know they're in control of the money. But I just want to call in and say it can happen, and we can make it happen. And thank you for your show. It's a part of making it happen.
Mahalo.
So, mahalo.
And that's what we try to do. And obviously, these people had, they knew our number, which is 822. Okay, which is not 826-7774 or 826-7771. Mahalo, because you share and help give me knowledge. Like, I never heard of David Wynn Miller, so I'm going to check it out. And, like I was saying, there are many Americans who support the Hawaiian cause. Like I said, I was born in California, and, very staunch, man. I was ready to go to military school, everything. I was American, USA, yeah, Russians, bad people, Then when I came down here and I realized the history, I didn't listen to what people said. I actually looked at the history books. And it was my haole teacher, even though I went to Kamehameha. At that time, for me and my other friends, we were Americanized. Like I told you before, we had George Helm come up. And I know some of my other friends got it. But me and my friends, most of us, we were in this mode of, hey, we got an Eagles concert tonight. Yeah. It didn't, at least for me, hit. I don't know. I can't speak for anyone else in my class. My close friends, I know we were in the same mindset. It hit me later what George Helm was trying to tell us at Kamehameha. It hit me later. But it did hit me. I just have to apologize to a spirit that didn't hit me when I was face to face to him. I had to learn it when I actually got the chance to go Kahoʻolawe. And that's when my whole life turned around. When I saw that island. When I had the rain fall on me, when we were told there was no rain on Kahoʻolawe, which is right next to Maui, which is Haleakala. The rain comes straight over Haleakala, right over to Kahoʻolawe. But they destroyed the artesian wells, except for one. We're still digging up. I think they still use it. But George Helm said his father was sent there to destroy 4 of the wells because they thought Kahoʻolawe was a possible... United States thought it was a possible landing island where they could set up base. So he was there to destroy. But he could not destroy, George Helm's father could not destroy the last artesian well. And we saw it there when we went to Kahoʻolawe. And to feel that mana, and at that time in the early 80s, even sovereignty, no one was really talking about sovereignty. It was just starting off small to even go against the United States Navy at that time, who had control over Kahoʻolawe. That was a big step. And it took brave Hawaiian men and women to do that. George Helm, Kimo Mitchell, all the kupunas who supported them, Emmett Luley, Walter Ritty, who's still alive. That started the ball for me. And then when OHA comes up and all that. So I think if you have an objective mind, you look at the facts, you cannot help but support Hawaiians' rights and sovereignty. Because it's the right thing to do. And sadly, again, we have these, as a Bangladesh prime minister announced, misguided Muslim. Even he pronounced Bangladesh, Islam is a religion of peace. And he said, we have to try to find out why these people are being misguided to do these kind of things, but it's not Islam. And I back those statements up. I've read not all the Quran, but I've read briefs because I'm interested on, okay, people say it's this and that. Hey, in the Quran, Muhammad is praising Jesus. He's not putting down Jesus or against Jesus. He's actually praising Christianity. I think one of the main differences was that Muhammad didn't believe that he should be idolized. And that's where the Muslim believes, and you don't depict Muhammad, you don't make little statues of like Christianity has Jesus. It's just they don't believe in that. It was leaning towards idolism, but it's funny because they both come from the father of Abraham, right? They're brothers. Muslim and Christians are brothers. But we've seen it all around the world, and as the other callers have said, and I know, as we all know, there are crazy people out there doing stupid and crazy things because You crazy. Okay? Thank God the majority of us, even Hawaiians who are fighting for our sovereignty, man, we ain't shooting people. We ain't bombing. Come on now. You just off, brah. You just off. So I support those and all of us who have the consciences of minds that that's not the way to go, brothers. Okay? As I said before, you're not going to gain people's support by killing them. But in the same token, I noticed that like the Zuckerberg thing, when they're talking about this land, these lands were taken from Hawaiians. Now, I know I get this all the time when people call or I talk to non-Hawaiians. They're always, well, we didn't take it from you. Yeah, you didn't, but you get to buy it. You still end up with land that's stolen from a Hawaiian family. And I mean stolen, people. I mean legal stealing. I mean, just some. You got to read some of these cases, the biggest crooks. And that's why when you talk to Hawaiian families, it's different from when you talk to people who have lived here. Because most of the people, like the Japanese and most of the houses, you had some, but most of the people here never got land from King Kamehameha III. It was mostly Hawaiians. And those are the lands that are being attacked continually. Our institutions, like Kamehameha schools, attacked continually. When we had our own nation, this was legal. So Zuckerberg's land, the Pila'a land, and Waipake was my family from the Great Mahele. I'm not trying to make a taran. I'm just telling you the facts. That Waipake Apua'a was given to my family. Pila'a, I don't know the exact family, but we had families over there too. The Lovels, the Huddies were all in that area. My family was a Trask. All those lands belong to Hawaiians. And how did Zuckerberg got it? Zuckerberg didn't take it from my family, but he gets to buy it because it was taken from my family. See what I mean? So this argument that we didn't do it, it doesn't sit well with me because you still get to buy it. You're buying stolen land. And yeah, really, who else can buy $100 million? Pfft, I heard it was like, Waipake was like 66 mil. So great. If you walk along Kaua'i Road, now at least that small part, and we don't know how long it'll go, but Pila'a, walk on the other side. Don't walk by the wall side because you're going to be walking hot. It's over my head. It's over my head. So, another phone call coming in. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Nalea Hawaiian Issues.
Hi, great.
Hey.
It's me again. So I have a question for you.
Sure.
So I've been listening, and I'm really tuning in. I'm a transplant from Washington State over here. Love Kaua'i so much and really believe in freedom for all nations. So, I do think the statement is true that the U.S. isn't going to just give up Kaua'i. Like, okay, we know that's true. Yeah. But under international law, my understanding is that y'all have done all the work needed to do, that the international law, very easily shows that what was done to Queen Liliuokalani was illegal, and it was a legal overthrow. So I also know there's a lot of people, like here, this is folks on Kauai, all of Hawaii, but here on Kauai, I know there's a lot of people on Kauai who are all about sovereignty and free nation and everything. So how does it come to be that, how do you get all the people together and just say, we are not under your U.S. government anymore, we're not paying your taxes, we're not paying your tax fees, we are doing something different? How do you do that?
That's been the golden question for the past 20, 25 years when sovereignty took place. We've broken up. Basically, how I see it, we were in separate kingdoms back in the day. Kamehameha united us. Controversial, yes, some families were, Hawaiians were fighting Hawaiians. And he united the islands. Now, after the overthrow, we've been broken apart. There's I say from the 1900s, really not until the 20s, because Hawaiians were still fighting for it. After the 20s, you could see there was like a lull, they're like, God, we can't do anything against this United States. Then you have that coming up in the 70s where everyone thought, God, this guy is crazy to fight Kahoʻolawe, but they won. And that kind of set the groundwork in the 70s that, hey, we can challenge them. Now, in the 80s, it got a little bigger. 90s, definitely, sovereignty started to take off. But the problem is, like many agreed, and it's been mentioned at the DOI meetings 2 years ago, we have, unlimited amount of leaders going in all different directions. The big question is, how do we get them together? There was inklings when the Kakaʻolawe was trying to get through a couple of years ago when all the different groups got together and signed basically a new Ku'e petition. And there's a movement now, not necessarily of the sovereignty groups, but a roots that we played last week with Kahoʻolawe and my Trask cousins, Mililani, and the son, Lakea, or not the son, the cousin, who they were talking about. There's a roots, grassroots, which they're going through the community and they're bringing workshops to all the islands, saying that the organize the people first, then we worry about the po'o. The po'o is the head. And that's where they said the same thing. We have all these po'os, but who's supporting these po'os? And those who are supporting were all in separate groups, so that it has been the golden question. We've always, or at least I have and others have advocated, there has to be some kind of meeting with our leaders of our group. And my idea was make it political parties. Right now, as it stands, reinstated versus Kina'opuni, not Naiapuni, I don't leave those out of the picture, but other sovereignty groups is that they all believe they're separate entities. So how would you incorporate, if they want to call themselves Atu'i, it's supposed to be Atawai, and you reinstate it, and you have Pau Kau Kau, and you have, Kalahui. The only way I could see is that our leaders have to first come together, and then they say, okay, just like the Americans did, we all have different ideas, but we are one. And to incorporate all those ideas, we all sign some kind of declaration that says we are political parties of the Hawaiian nation. Then you can have differences of opinion, yet, just like the Americans, Democrats and Republicans, but when they're attacked, boom, Democrats and Republicans become Americans. And that's where the people, at least this new push too, is trying to get our leaders to do that we know we have to organize. We've been lied to our face again. Right to our face by the Department of Interior. Now, to me, I used to have respect for the Department of Interior. You think, you're growing up to think that government is supposed to make things fair. You can, you can trust them, judges and courts, but especially, and I know it happens all over the world, but specifically because I'm looking at Hawaiian cases, looking at Hawaiian land cases, you would be shocked to see what was done legally in this system.
Right. So, Uncle, this is the thing. I've been, for years, you guys, I remember, because, we were off island for a year, now we're back, but I remember you talking about this, that all the leaders need to come together. We all need to, this is a great conversation. And then, that's right. That's the golden question, is how do we make it happen? It just needs to happen.
Yeah. So, there are workings, and, we did see all our people, the majority, the vast majority, support independence through the DOI meeting. And it was brought up then. We have to, now our problem is, Hawaiians have to organize as a block, not as Atuai on this side and reinstate on this side and the other guys on that. No, it has to come in as a block. Then politically, someone will listen to us. But as separate, divided, what's the old saying? Divided, you're going to fall.
Okay, so I believe a lot in the power of prayer. So I'm just going to keep praying for the togetherness to happen. And thank you so much.
No, and I believe in prayer too. I have to tell you, and I'll admit it, my faith has wavered, but my wife, she keeps that. And prayer, to me, is also like quantum physics. You can change things if you just put out that positiveness. And the more of us who do it, these crazy people will push on the side, our rights will be fulfilled, and it'll be a happier life because everyone's being treated fairly and justly. And that's always been our goal as humans.
Yes.
Humans.
Yes, well, mahalo.
Aloha no.
Aloha.
Mahalo. Thanks for the phone calls. And, because going through this taxation and fighting for my land up there and all this other stuff happening, I had to mention that, especially when these articles on Zuckerberg's wall, they're calling people who are not Hawaiians because the world, everyone here is Hawaiian in Hawaii. No, not really. And that's why I was trying to explain some people who I was with playing music for is you have locals, and locals know they're not Hawaiians, but they don't feel like they're not Hawaiians because locals means you accept it and you're in with us. You do things like us. That's why you locals. Okay? Another phone call before we go to the top of the air. Hello, caller. You're on air with Naleo Hawaiian Issues.
Aloha.
Aloha. You're on the air.
Beautiful. How you doing? Thanks for your beautiful show. I'm the person that the last caller was talking about with the case in the courthouse, and I figured I'd give you a call back to just let you guys know what happened there.
Yeah.
Of having the DLNR officer on the witness stand admitting to perjury.
Really?
Yes, and that was the case about Kaua'i. Now, what I generally do, I'm a postmaster and a captain of a vessel, as well as a linguist, where I make sure that the communications that come in and out of my vessel are correct. I'm with no contract with any particular incorporate entities, whether that be Walmart or United States or Canada or Europe. We just navigate through the space and the oceans and the seas and the land as a sovereign entity of its own, which is a vessel, and moving to make sure that the communications are correct and the contracts that are formed are correct. Now, as we move forward, we come in contact with different entities, different beings. They call them human beings. But the means of communication and the business that we're in is exchange of words. Now, if you look at around yourself, you see that, open your wallet. You got pieces of paper in there with words written on them, signatures at the bottom of them, maybe a number attached to it on the side, which generally you call money. And that is considered to be a means of communication, somebody's words and contract. Now, the validity and the honor of that contract allows other people to, based on that contract, create contracts of their own. For example, I say, well, would you come and fix my car or my ship? And then you say, sure. We both trust in that contract, so then we exchange a print of that contract in the honor that your words and my words are correct. Mm-hmm. Now, all of that depends on the fact that the structure of the sentences, the structure of the words, the meanings of the words, all of that needs to be in checks and balances, which means I have to agree upon what the words you mean to me, as well as what you have to agree what the words you mean, what I say mean to you. And once we form that contract, then we can move forward to communicate and talk. Now, what is taking place in courthouses, and it's not in Hawaii, the issue is not a Hawaiian issue, the issue is not an American issue, the issue is a planetary issue, is that we've been educated in looking at words and sentence structures in one way, whereas anytime you come in contact with an authority or whoever is in charge with guns and clubs, they look at the words in another way. And with the use of that, they just ask you a few questions like, do you agree that these words mean this way? And you say yes, so they move forward with their contracts. For example, they say, we are here to arrest you. And sometimes you get angry, you say, well, why do you want to arrest me? Because what they mean, you think they're going to take you away, but what they mean is a formation of a contract. The word rest is a contract. And you negate that contract with the putting of an A in front of it, in the same way you would create a word like asymmetrical out of the word symmetrical. In the same way you can create the word atheist out of the word theist.
Follow.
You can create the word arrest out of the word rest. So when they come to you, they say, we are here to perform a no contract with you. And you comply, or whoever, general public. Now, when I say you, I don't mean you personally, but I'm saying general public, whoever we're listening here. We comply, and then we find ourselves in a situation when another human being is performing acts upon us and taking us in a situation where we have no contracts with them.
Okay,
we give up that power.
Okay, now hold that thought for right now, because on the top of the hour, I'm going to do the quickie legal stuff, then I'll get right back to you. So hold on there. Hold on to the phone, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We're listening to Naleo Hawaiian Issues, KKCR, Honolulu, Kilauea, and Naleo Hawaiian Issues is made possible by callers and listeners like you in partnership with Kamoa Ukulele, and KCC, Kaua'i Community College.
Kamoa Ukulele Company, dedicated to building high-quality bell-tone instruments, built with a one-player-at-a-time philosophy, from student models up to custom masterpieces. Kamoa Ukulele Company, a family-owned business, supports KKCR at 652-9999 or online at kamoaukulelecompany.com.